Greetings and blessings, friends. We have this guy. He won't stop. He loves spreading lies. He likes to stir the pot and sell his snake oil. Beware, my friends. You have people like him spreading this information. Enjoy.
Throughout the Gospels, Jesus is often cryptic with his identity, and what he's mainly doing is showing us that he's God, not saying it. However, we do get moments where he clearly reveals who he is. That's the Haven app. Where does Jesus say that he's God in the Bible? That's the first verse it brings up. You should check out the app because it actually knows what it's talking about. It brings up John 8:58 in correlation to Exodus 3:14 and 15. Why? Because Jesus isn't just claiming to be any God. He's claiming to be the God of Israel, the very God that showed up to Moses in the burning bush and revealed his name. And we see in John 8:59 that the Jews he's talking to knows exactly what he means because they try to stone him for blasphemy. But the theme of Jesus claiming to be God actually goes much deeper in the book of John. So in Isaiah 43:10, Yahweh says, I am he. Before me, no God was formed, nor shall there be any after me. Jesus quotes this about himself being the I am he 8 times in the book of John. In John 18, when he does it, his enemies literally fall down in fear because he's claiming to be God. And then on top of that, we have these 7 I am statements that Jesus gives to connect himself to being the God of the Old Testament of Israel. And that's just the book of John, where Jesus is clearly claiming to be God. He's just doing it in a very Jewish first century way, which makes a whole lot of sense because that's the context he was in. What we have to do is go back and read the text, not through our 21st century lens, but how they would have understood it in the time that it was written, where Jesus is clearly claiming to be God.
Let's use the Gospel of John, Papyrus 52, dated to the 2nd century, meaning we have no eyewitness account of what Jesus said or did. So that eliminated that. Second, you use John chapter 8 is one of them. Well, in John chapter 8, when we start off with the woman that committed adultery, we know that from the earliest manuscripts that we have of the Gospel of John, we know that the woman that committed adultery story is not in there. But we do see it in the 4th and 5th century. So that lets us know that it's been added to it. Now, that's very important because we have no eyewitness account, and we also have one story that's been added to. So what's been added to or taken out of the Gospel of John? I don't know, but it's not looking good as the evidence is piling up. But let's play along that Jesus is God, and he was born through a woman of a virgin birth. So the woman, Mary, is the creation, and God is the creator. So the creation had to birth the creator. Sounds stupid to me. But one thing that don't sound stupid, because I'm going to use the same Gospels that are not eyewitness accounts, the people in the Gospels say that he was a prophet. That makes a little bit more sense. A prophet born of a virgin birth, because God could do what he wants. Now that makes sense. But God being birthed by his creation? That's wild. Wild.